Good morning.
We are just refreshing our screens now that the broadcast has started. We'll give people a few minutes to join us.
And mute my iPad.
Yes, I just muted my phone so that we didn't have some crazy ringtone going on. Are we straight up and down? Yes, woohoo!
Mostly.
All right. Thanks for joining us.
Scoot closer to me now.
Oh no, do you bite?
Only if you ask. Good morning, Diane.
Oh yeah, that's better.
Diane, are your ears ringing? We were just talking about you, about potentially doing a broadcast sometime here in the future, doing with Spanish, bilingual. Yeah. Yes, that's the word I wanted, bilingual.
Hi, Sarah. Okay.
Good morning, Sarah. Look, Holly is watching.
Shocking. Melissa Finch joined. So if you would, while we're waiting for people to join, go ahead and share the broadcast. Do you know what this month's broadcast is?
Could be how to be featured in Nails magazine.
Yes.
Isn't that cool?
And do you guys know how long we've been broadcasting?
I'm just curious. Let's ask. Can anybody tell us how long we've been doing Facebook Live broadcasts now?
Yes.
Go ahead, feed our egos a little bit and see if you've been paying attention. Because I had to remind her just a few weeks ago.
She totally did. All right, so I'm posting it to my page.
There we go.
Has anyone said they know yet?
No.
All right. I'm super curious to see who knows.
Diane says yes, she'd love to do the bilingual.
Perfect. We should also get someone to do one in Vietnamese sometime. So we have a Spanish, a Vietnamese. Anyone want to volunteer to do French? It'd be fun to have one bilingual French.
Oh, what about Josie?
Oh, Jose.
Jose, yes.
I bet she would. We'll have to ask around. Get a few different languages going on. All right, I'll share it to NailOn.
I know about that much in either language. Of Spanish and French. Vietnamese, you got me.
Diane got it.
Yay, Diane! 1 year.
It is a year. This is our 1 year anniversary.
Yes.
So what we are going to do is, if our viewers will share so that other nail professionals can find today's broadcast on how to be featured in Nails Magazine, at the end of the broadcast, we will randomly choose someone that shared the broadcast, and you will receive a 1 year subscription to Nails Magazine.
Print or digital, you get to pick make your choice. So thank you to Beth
and Judy
at Nails Magazine for allowing us to have a giveaway.
All right, I think I have it shared on all of my pages. Did you share it on all of your pages?
Well, I can only share it to one when I'm actually watching it through the app, since you're on the website itself. Okay, perfect.
So that's good to go.
Oh, technology, isn't it fun? And knowing how your apps work and don't work.
Right? It's like, what are we doing? Awesome. So while we are hanging out and sharing and all of that fun stuff, I'm going to post a few links for everyone. The first link that I'm going to give you is the YouTube channel for NailOn. So if you have missed any of the broadcasts in the last year, you can catch up with us by watching them on our YouTube. And you can leave comments on the YouTube. You can share the video however you want to do it. And do you want to tell them when to find us live?
When to find us live? The second Monday of every month at 11 a.m. Central Time. So like now, right? Yep. And I do want to say hi to a couple people that are watching that I can see have tuned in. I have Samira. She actually works with me at the salon. Thank you, Samira.
Awesome.
We've got Morgan and Marsha. Marsha's in St. Louis. Morgan is East Coast. We have Karen in New Zealand.
Yeah, hey Karen. Thanks for getting up in the middle of the night to join us.
Excellent. And Phyllis. Phyllis says good morning.
Yes, hello Phyllis.
That's all the highs I have so far.
Yeah, I'm so sad that it doesn't show everyone. So if your name doesn't pop up on our screen, we're really sorry. Facebook doesn't show us everyone. But we're super excited that you joined us, and we love hearing from all of you. And we love having you join the conversation with us. It makes the broadcast so much more interesting.
Yes, it does.
Because we get to talk to all of you from all over the world. It's just so much fun.
It just blows me away, the power of social media and being able to talk to people, not only all across our country in different time zones, but in other countries, in totally on a different day.
Right? Yeah, I guess it would be Happy Tuesday,
Yes,
Karen.
Happy Tuesday. So I know how my app works. When I am, since I'm actually watching through my personal page, when somebody that I am friends with on Facebook, it shows me so-and-so is watching. So that's how I know, like, Morgan and Marcia and those guys have tuned in. And then when you actually comment, then we can see you. That's how I see that Karen is in New Zealand. And
cool.
Yeah.
Hey, Michelle. Hi, Lynn. Oh, Michelle, thank you so much for sharing in the Tech Talk Worldwide group. We appreciate that. And if your group is taking new nail professionals on, we would love for you to link to it in the page if you can.
Okay, Diane says she wants to see my nails.
Go for it.
Let's see how well this will show up.
See if you can get close enough up there. Because they're really, like, holographic-y.
They are. This is...
Is it foil?
Yes, but I'm trying to remember what color that I did it over. Eternal Midnight?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then just an oil slick foil. Let's see. Something like that. Ooh. These fingers.
It's not quite showing yet. There it goes.
There we go.
Oh, that's a good close-up. Yeah, they're a little blurry. You may have to take a picture with your phone and post it in the chat.
Yeah, when this is all over, I can't post it right now, but when it's all over, I can post a picture when I'm done.
Yes.
And thank you. They are kind of sparkly. My granddaughter was looking at them this morning, and she's like, ooh.
Nice. Hi, Lynn. Thank you also for sharing to your groups. And we will get a post a closer up picture of her nails later.
Yes.
She does always have really cool nails. They're very eye-catching. So today's broadcast is about how to get yourself or your salon featured in Nails Magazine. And before we get into that, we just want to really quick touch on a few things like what we've been doing for the past year of broadcasts.
Yes, so we decided, Holly, as you know, if you've been listening, that's okay if you haven't. Holly approached me.
We have a new first-time watcher.
Oh, right.
Hi to our first-time watcher. Sweet. Okay,
Sally.
sorry.
Oh, that's a cool name.
It is cute.
Holly approached me in January of 2018 and says, how about would you do a year's worth of Facebook Live broadcasts? And my initial response was, no. But I agreed to a few months, and by the time we could finally coordinate our schedules, it was March already. And since Holly knew that I had done some self-educating just as a point of interest on feet, on shoes, on reflexology, our first broadcast was about some foot care, which transitioned into pedicures, how bad your high heels are for your feet. Then we did reflexology.
Falling over when we're trying to trace my feet.
Yes. We both had to hold on to the chair to be able to stand up.
Right.
Then we went to, May was the history of nail care. Mm-hmm. This is sad that I can remember this by month. June was the history of nail art.
She's the OCD one.
I know there was somebody, Diane Diaz. I think she was the one that told me last month that yes, she could agree we're the
OCD
yes. July we did 2 broadcasts because we did a bonus broadcast where we talked to a couple of the presenters that were going to be at the Foot Forward Summit in Atlanta that was sponsored by Nails Magazine. Then our second broadcast in July was to talk to Dr. Dana, mm-hmm. which is a dermatologist that specializes just in nails.
And it's so cool she actually does nail surgery.
Yes, that
just blows my mind.
Really.
I love it.
The thought of the details there,
Right.
August we broadcast live from Atlanta where we got to go do a little bit of sightseeing too. I got to see pandas at the zoo. Let's see, September we talked about social media. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty on that one. Facebook.
Which was so ironic.
Yes. The 1 month that the app kept kicking us out. So we did 2 broadcasts in September. October we did fandom, where we dressed like Wayne and Garth as our inspiration for our NailOn name. November we did our debate.
That was so much fun.
With our
Although I can
ties.
see why no one wants to wear a tie. That was awful.
Oh my goodness, no.
Yeah.
Then December we did not really a nails art competition, but was just some show inspiration to show how many ideas, how many designs you could do in just a 10-minute time for holiday nails for upcoming. Then in January we talked to Jen Arnold, co-founder of CND, and last month I'm totally blanking on last month.
I think we should ask the viewers.
What did we talk about last month?
Who remembers?
So while you guys are coming up with that, I'll explain maybe why my memory has not been the best in the last month. On February 14th, I had a surgery for acid reflux. It's called a Nissen fundoplication.
That's awesome.
I'm good remembering that long word. Essentially what they have done is taking some of the tissue from the stomach, wrap it around the esophagus where the stomach and the esophagus meet to make the hole smaller. I don't know if any of you noticed, but my voice is much stronger than it's been.
Your voice sounds so much better than it has in the past few years.
Almost 2 years I had voice issues. So since the surgery for that, my voice is much stronger. My cough is a lot less. It's not completely gone, but it's a lot less. And I noticed that between anesthesia and hydrocodone, it really messes with your memory.
Yes, it does. So you guys will notice that she's a lot more chatty in the broadcast going forward because it's not painful for her to talk anymore.
And not as much of an effort. And they don't know if my vocal cords will ever completely come back, but my voice definitely feels stronger than it ever was.
And it's lost that raspy.
Yes, thank goodness.
It sounded like you were a hardcore smoker.
I know. For decades.
I've never smoked before, but had that raspy smoker voice.
And I can sing now. I can actually sing to my grandchildren again. I was so excited when I realized that.
That's awesome.
So what did we talk about last month?
Yeah, I'm waiting for someone to post and tell us. I'm curious if they were paying attention.
Anyway, for any of our previous broadcasts for the last year, we also have a YouTube channel that you can go and find all of the year's broadcasts, and they're listed by month. So you can go back, and if you need to put yourself to sleep some night, maybe that's what it would take.
So I'm going to take pity on you and tell you that in February we talked about education. How you can save for education.
Yes.
Some ways to save money
Shows,
if you travel
that's
for
what it was.
education, surviving
Networking.
shows,
Yes, thank you, Morgan.
and all that extra stuff. Yay, Morgan. Well done.
And I think Karen noticed the change.
Yes, from red to purple.
To purple. That decides something different. And my son has agreed to redo our logo so I can have one that matches the purple and the red whenever I change.
Oh, nice. So you can go back and forth.
Yes, yes, yes.
Crazy.
Last month was shows. Yes, thank you, Morgan.
Well
Networking,
done.
education. Thank you
Excellent.
for jogging my memory. I just totally blanked on that. That's sad.
So moving into today's broadcast, we're going to talk about how to get your work or your salon featured in Nails Magazine. And the first thing I'm going to do for that is share a link for you in the comments. And so I'm posting that right now. And this link is actually from the Nails Magazine website. And it has a list of several people on the Nails Magazine staff. And what you'll notice under each of the staff members on that page is it tells you who to contact for what. So for example, at the very top, it lists Beth. And Beth is an executive editor of the magazine, and so it lets you know you would send Beth letters to the editor, you would send her story ideas, cover ideas, and it has a whole list of what you would send to Beth. And then the next person is a senior managing editor, Judy, and she does salon profiles, business aspects, and several things. So it just goes down the list of several of the staff members and tells you who you would email to contact for what things you are interested in contacting them about. And if you're interested in doing a cover for Nails Magazine, Beth is who you would contact. There's a yearly competition to win a cover of the magazine, to do the cover. Also, if you are going to be in the Torrance, California area where Nails Magazine is located, you can send a portfolio of photos to Beth, the executive editor, and let her know that when you're going to be in the area, here's a portfolio of your work and that you would like to be considered to do a cover. So it's really easy to reach out to Nails Magazine. They're very easy to talk to. They're great about getting back to you. And so those are the connections that you would need to make for that.
Yeah, the girls are really great. I met Beth last year in April when we were in LA, but I got to meet more of them and get to know them a little bit better when we were in Atlanta. Those ladies are all so sweet.
Yes, they're a lot of fun and they're always happy to get back to you. The Nails Magazine or the Bobbit Publishing spam filter is pretty hardcore though. So if you reach out to someone at Nails Magazine and you don't hear back from them within a week, try reaching out to them again, because sometimes you'll get filtered into the spam folder. Or if you've tried a couple of times and you're not getting a response, feel free to private message Nails Magazine on their Facebook page. They do answer and respond to those really well. The next link that I'm going to share with you is a webinar that Nails Magazine did that has some additional information on how to get featured in the magazine. So if you're extremely interested and you want some tips, I will let you know. What tips does that have? Which editors to look for, which I sent you already as a link. It also has how to participate in articles. It will let you know how to get there. They have an email group that they'll send out a message and say, hey, you know, there's that reader answer Q&A section. They'll let you know how to get involved in that email group. It also will let you know how to be featured in and on the road, how to get an editor to visit your salon. You never know where the editors are going to be traveling for vacation, or where they're visiting family, or where they're going to be going to a networking event. And so by letting them know you would be interested in having your salon featured, then they put it on the list. And when someone happens to venture into that area of the country for some reason, then they'll do an on the road cover or on the road story feature at your salon. I know I've done a few on the roads at different locations, and you know, you see that they're really just all over the place depending on where they travel. And so you never know. It's always worth submitting your interest if you would like someone to visit your salon from Nails Magazine and feature you in an on the road.
Can they also suggest for themselves to be covered on what to do in My Other Life?
Yes.
Isn't that what it's?
Yes, please mention that.
So if you get the print edition, well, actually either one.
Yeah, it's in the digital as well.
In the digital, the very last page of the magazine is called My Other Life. And each month, they feature somebody in what they do besides nails, which has been very interesting, just to kind of see what everybody else does in their non-day job and in their other life. It's been cool.
So for example, the one in which was September of 2018, the nail professional that sent in her other life is Vanessa McCullough, and her other job besides being a nail professional is being a rock singer. Yes. I know there have been people featured that have been in roller derby. There was a fireman. There was someone in the military.
I was going to say, I think we had a rock climber.
Rock climber.
Didn't they feature you one time for your...
Oh, the teddy bears for the... Yep.
And they featured me one time for doing Reiki.
Yes. So it's really interesting. There was a weightlifter. They've done weightlifter, a dancer. So it's really fascinating to see what nail professionals are doing in their other life outside of doing nails. And Judy, if you'll notice on the link that I sent you with who to contact, Judy is who you would send your story about My Other Life. Brilliant. And then, hi Trisha, hi Lynn. Cool. So that is how you can get in the magazine for those types of things. And then we want to make sure that you are aware of some things that are really important in your social media. If you are hashtagging Nails Magazine on Instagram and Facebook, and you're tagging them on Instagram and Facebook in photos of your work that you would like for them to share, whether they share it on their own social media or whether they would use it in the magazine, there are some things that you really, really need to have in your social media profile.
You need to make sure your city and state of where you're located and the name of your salon on both Instagram and Facebook. Those are all very important so they know how to give you proper credit in where you are.
Yes. So in the magazine, you'll notice that there's a section that shows all kinds of reader-done art. And it always lists their name, their salon name, and the city and state that they're in. So if those things are not on your Instagram and your Facebook profile, they can't put you in print. because they're usually going on there, grabbing pictures that they love, and then sticking them in or sharing them on social media. So if you would like for them to share your work and you're tagging and hashtagging to get their attention, it's really important that you have that information on your profile so that they can just quickly grab that profile information and let you know how to, or let you be featured in the magazine without them having to chase you down for information. Because it's much easier to go, oh, look, Sarah did these nails. They're amazing. It looks like she's from Madagascar and she works in Salon La-di-da, so we're just going to share that with everyone because it's amazing. Oh, look, these nails are so cool, and it looks like they were done by Nail Fantastic, and we have no idea where or who that is. Oh, shoot, we can't share it. We're going to move on to the next photo. So make sure that your Instagram profile and your Facebook profile that you're tagging Nails Magazine with has that information in it. It's super important.
As a reader too, I love seeing people that are in my area.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, look, somebody else from Iowa, or oh, they're just over in Omaha, or they're in just Minneapolis. You know, it's cool to see people that are within your region too.
Yes. And it's also a good way to differentiate. One example would be if you are a nail tech named Holly. There's one or two of those. If you're a nail professional named Melissa, there's one or five of those. And in the UK, I have lots of Gemmas on my Facebook. And so if your profile is Nails by Holly or Nails by Gemma or Nails by Melissa, then they're not going to know which one of you it was when they share that. And so it doesn't allow them to give proper credit if you don't have that listed in your profile. And the other aspect about it too is when you send friend requests to other nail professionals. I don't know about you, but I get lots of friend requests from dudes. And sometimes they'll put a picture of a woman on the profile, and they'll be from whatever country. Probably 4 out of 5 of them are in the military. There's usually either a puppy picture or a picture with a little kid. And sometimes if your personal page is private, it doesn't show much. And so I'm thinking, okay, is this a pervert or is this a real person? So if it says in your little about thing that you're a nail professional, then other nail professionals are going to be more likely to respond to your friend requests when you're trying to do your digital networking.
I always look to see who my mutual friends are.
Yes, and sometimes, like, if your mutual friends are like Lauren Wireman or Braden or Nellie Neal or the Profiles Girls or anyone like that, then some companies just go through and accept everyone. They don't have time to be like, oh my gosh, do I know this person? Have I met, they're thinking, oh, this person was probably just in my class, accept. And so when you're looking at your mutual friends, you could have 50 mutual friends and they're still not really a nail person. So it really does behoove you to have at least your salon information in your profile. And another benefit of having your city and state and your salon name in your profiles on your Instagram and Facebook is future clients. If someone shares your work or if someone should tag you in your work because they've duplicated it or used it as inspiration or anything like that, then a client can backtrack that to you, and then they're like, oh, well, I have no idea where that is or who that is, so I guess it doesn't matter. I'm just going to take this picture to someone else. And they could be taking it to someone down the street from you because they don't realize where you are.
You mentioned once that Facebook geo-tracking, is that what you called it?
Yes.
So Facebook can tell regionally where you are. So when you do a search, it will show you things in your area. That's, again, a better way to know which salons are close to you so your clients know how to find you is more the point. Or even for networking.
Exactly. So if we were to go on and just start to look up a nail salon and how many salons are just super common names. Hair salons, like there's tons of hair effects. What are some other ones there? Like I just drew a total blank.
Curl up and dye is one that
yes,
I've
that's
seen
a
number
really
of
common
times.
one. For nails, a lot of times it will just be nail salon or nails by such and such, nails by Melissa. And so when you have all of those really common names, if they type that in, just nail salons, it is going to come up what's closer to them. And because Facebook has that geo-tracking technology, I look for Instagram to begin using it at some point as well.
I thought they were working on that.
So they may already be using
Okay, so I'm going to make a side note just because we have a couple questions that are not related to how to get yourself on Nails Magazine.
Okay.
One was, who is my furry little buddy here?
This is Zobear.
This is Zoe. Zoe is a half Pomeranian, half Chihuahua, called a Pomchi. She is 9 years old, and one of the side perks, I guess we'll call it, of when we do our NailOn broadcast being out of my house, I have 3 fur babies. I have 2 cats and a dog. And this morning, Zoe decided to come in and join us.
Yes.
And the other question I got was the t-shirts. Wondering if you could order these. We have thought about setting up an online store. The company that we got these through, we're going through a bit of a transition last fall, so I can double check. My son works in the same building that this all happens in, because he created it for us.
Right.
I can check with them to see if that is possible to still set up the online store if people are interested in the shirts, or we had talked about koozies or doing a couple other options.
Something handy.
Yes.
So just so that we know if that's something we should definitely look into, if you could send like some thumbs up or some smiley faces or something right quick, so that we kind of have a general idea, because it's pretty time consuming as well as an investment to get into that. So if you could kind of like send us some little symbols so that we know if that's something you're interested in, it would be awesome. Hi, Stacy. Thanks for joining us.
Look at that. We're getting some love.
All right.
I
would say that.
We didn't want to like set it up right away once we designed the logos. We didn't want to assume that everybody was going to you want to wear our faces or our somewhat likenesses. But thank you. We would love to share the NailOn love.
Cool. And Stacy is another purple hair person.
Yes, she is.
So, yeah.
Whenever I find something like the full-on purple, like there's some stores across the country that are nothing but purple, I'll tag Stacy in the links.
That's awesome. So what questions do you have for us on getting into Nails Magazine? Is there anything that we haven't covered yet? Or have you just joined in and you missed some of the links? If you can't find the link when you scroll back up, let us know, because I'm happy to repost any of the links for you. Hi, Lynn.
Hi, Lynn.
Good to see you. And Morgan says yes on the shirts too. And I'm just going to go ahead and re-grab these links for those of you that joined, because I know several have just popped in and it can be hard to scroll back through the comments. Facebook has a tendency to kind of hide them sometimes.
And when the broadcast is over, it doesn't post the comments in order.
Right. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I'll post these links down in the caption.
Yes.
So definitely pop down in the caption and check it out. And if you can't see the caption, or if I forgot or something crazy like that, just post a comment and I'll pop it up there. So I just put the link back in again on Meet the Nails Magazine team. This link lets you know who you should contact for what. Is there anything you've been curious about? If you have a great idea for a blog, feel free to reach out to me. I would be happy to have you as a guest blogger. Or if you're not someone that likes to write, but you have an idea, I'm happy to take your idea and run with it and do the research and credit you for the idea. Hi in Canada. Hi, Anna. Also, if you have a story idea, you are welcome to send it to me. You're welcome to send it to one of the editors. You can also write a story and submit it. The qualification to submit a story is that you have not submitted it to anywhere else, that you only submit it to Nails Magazine. And in that link of Meet the Editors is where you would find who to send those things to.
That's how Holly got started.
It is. I was sending them things. The very first thing I ever sent them was actually about nail eyes. I wrote it as a story and they printed it as a full page story, and I was just like, whoa.
So she's like, I could do more stuff. So she just kept submitting and submitting, and eventually they made her, contributing editor?
Yes. So now I get to write stories that are like several pages. It's really awesome. And I am popping the link back in again that has the webinar on how to get featured if you want to get more details directly from Nails Magazine themselves. The biggest thing that Nails Magazine always stresses to me that people forget to do is have information in their social media profiles. So if you are tagging them from Instagram especially, make sure your salon name and your city and state are listed on your Instagram profile. That's important for you from a business aspect as well as getting featured in Nails Magazine aspect. And check your private messages on Instagram. If you don't know how to do that, it's the little arrow up in the top corner, because if they need a clear image of something you've posted without a watermark for the print magazine, then they'll probably private message you. So make sure that you're checking your private messages. I didn't know that was there for the longest time, and I'm like,
me too.
What is this weird little...
Why do I have a little red icon up here? What is this?
Like why does
oh
it say
shoot, that message
10
is
on it? Like,
a message has been sitting there a while.
yes.
Oops.
And I still forget to look at it because it's like way up there in the corner, and you're looking down at the bottom where the little heart is and all that. So I forget to look up there. So yeah, definitely pay attention to your private messages on Instagram in case Nails Magazine should decide to reach out to you. And I'm not seeing any questions yet on getting featured. I do see that Dana Lynn popped in, and I saw some other gals pop in earlier that also do some networking. Karen said she just discovered it as well. Yay. That makes me feel better. So those of you that either know about a networking event or run a networking event, I would love you to share links to your networking events in the comments, because education is one of the keys to keeping us excited about what we do. I think everyone has those days where it's like, oh my gosh, why am I still doing nails? I think I've lost my mind. This client makes me want to stab myself in the eye with a nail file. Like, you just have those days. And education is what keeps us excited about what we do. And education with other people that are also passionate really just continues to reignite your passion. And there are some amazing networking events all over the place. Oh, here we go. Shelly, I'm opening a mobile nail salon. Should I send them a press release? So for a press release as far as opening the salon, it would be difficult for them to publish that on every single salon there is. However, if you have a specialty service, or if you would like to maybe go to a hotel room and hook one of them up with a manicure if they're in your area, those would be things that you could contact them about. The press release for your mobile salon would be best sent to your local publications. If you have a local newsletter or a local newspaper, ours is called Shopper. What is yours called? Like that free thing with all the grocery store ads, and it sometimes has like the business stuff in it.
I know what you're
like
talking.
One of them is called The Reminder. Like, everyone has a different local area type version of that. I would definitely send your press releases to those type of places. And oh, thank you, Stacy posted the Northwest Nail Tech Retreat.
What about a blog on what it takes to get a mobile nail salon going, because not all states allow them.
Oh, yes,
Iowa doesn't allow mobile nail salons.
Yes, and Iowa just made the Iowa law more complicated. We'll have to talk about that later.
Yeah.
So thank you, Stacy, for posting Northwest Nail Tech Retreat. I know there's Nail Camp coming up in Atlanta in May. The Nail Tech Cruise for 2020 is already up and going. There's some information on that on the Nail Those Profits Cruise Facebook page. What other? There's still Nail Camp, or the Northwest Nail Tech Retreat, formerly known as Nail Camp, is awesome. It's out on Vashon Island. I love that place. It's so beautiful. Oh wow, Shelly, it took 9 years for Ohio to allow mobile nail professionals.
Wow.
So Shelly, I would definitely love for you to private message me, and let's talk about doing a blog on what it takes to be a mobile business and how to, like, did you work on getting it allowed in your state, or how to kind of work those state connections to make sure that it is legal for you to be a mobile nail professional. That would be awesome. Anna says there are not a lot of nail classes in Canada. There is the Canadian networking event. I know that there's one on each side. One of them is in just up above Michigan, not very far. I'm drawing a total blank on what it's called. And then there's one over in the Vancouver area. So I know there are a couple of networking events. It's the same gal that runs them both, but there is a really cool networking event in Canada because I've actually been to that one. And it was pretty interesting because I forgot about the exchange rate. So for like the first 2 hours I was selling things on US and it's not in our favor to the exchange rate. So I was like, oops. Oh, I think Lucian could have killed me because it was in power stuff, but oops. Right. Karen, watching the wheelchair friendly blog. Thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate that. It is important that we are as handicapped friendly if our salon space allows it. I know some salons are in really cool old buildings and it's not an option. So if it is, it's definitely a marketing point for you. Shelly, thank you for that email. I will copy and paste it to myself before it gets lost in comment land. Stick that right over here really quick. And what other questions do you guys have about being in Nails Magazine, or do you have any other networking events that you would like to post and share? I know there are quite a few coming up. The Foot Forward Summit will be in Atlanta again this August.
Yes, August.
Yes, this August. So we would love to see you at the Foot Forward Summit if you specialize in feet.
It's like 11th, 12th, 13th.
Yeah, I can snag the link to that and throw it in there for you guys. It's actually just footforwardsummit.com. So I will snag it so that you don't have to remember. You can just click on it and save it in your favorites, because that always makes life a little easier. And the Foot Forward Summit is a really unique event. So if you've been to other trade shows or networking events and you specialize in feet, sometimes it's kind of difficult. You know, it seems like every nail company out there has a lotion and a scrub and a so on, but they don't really specialize in foot education. And so the Foot Forward Summit has a different crowd than what you're used to typically seeing at a show at a networking event, because they completely specialize in feet. And there were several companies that I had actually never heard of.
Me either.
But they're really prominent companies in the foot care industry. So it's definitely worth checking out if feet are something you want to specialize in or that you do specialize in.
One of the things I liked about afterwards, as a follow-up to the Foot Forward Summit, you know, OCD, note taker, you know, if I miss some information, it almost gives me anxiety. I'm like, what did that slide say? So a lot of times I'm at the back of the room trying to take a picture of the slide. Nails Magazine actually provided us with copies of the slideshows and the information that the presenters gave that actually had PowerPoint presentations, whatever. And I loved that. And last month, yeah, it's March, I'm trying to think what month it was. Early in February, I taught a 2-hour pedicure class, and I utilized some of my notes from there and made sure to give full credit to Nails Magazine, to the Foot Forward Summit, to Dr. Pickler that I got things from. So it's been, you know, long-term useful, and I was able to share more than just for my own benefit or my salon's benefit. So I love all the information.
Yes, it's definitely a really cool event. And Karen says she's a home salon. However, she can have everything downstairs if she plans ahead. That's really cool that you can, what is the word I'm looking for? Accommodate. That you can accommodate someone in a wheelchair even though your salon is not wheelchair accessible. That's really cool that you have that option. And so for how many of you have always dreamed of doing a cover for Nails Magazine? And you're just like, oh, I wish I could do a cover. It would be so cool. It is really cool to do a cover. And so when you're you have that idea in mind, a lot of times Nails Magazine will have concepts in mind and they just haven't chosen a nail professional for that. And sometimes they will accept concept ideas. So if you have a concept idea and you're going to be in the Torrance, California area for some reason, or you're willing to travel and book your travel according to the cover shoot schedule that they have. It's really important that you get a hold of them, that you provide Beth with a portfolio. In some instances, you could even send like mock-ups of your idea, whether you draw them or sketch them out roughly or describe them with words, and kind of get that out there. I've never sent in an idea that they stole, if you will. They've always come back and said, you know, we've done something similar to that, or hey, that's a great idea, we would love to use it. And then they will let me book it when I'm going to be in California.
How many covers have you had?
I have done 3 for Nails Magazine, and then they've used 2 of them. No, 3. They've used 3 of them for Viet Salon. And then I did a big book cover one year for the Nails Magazine Big Book. So definitely make sure that you are doing that. And Morgan, I have to say, a cover would be a nightmare for me.
Morgan, I was kind of thinking the same thing. I'm like, my anxiety level would be through the roof.
For those of you that would kind of be freaked out by the idea of doing a cover, don't be. The cool thing about Nails Magazine, it is an extremely, extremely relaxed environment when you do a cover. It's not like normal editorial work where you're like just the nail girl. When you go in, they have a room, they've got nail tables there, and you set up and you take as long as you need to take. So like on one of the covers that I did, I can't remember which one it was, but Gina Silvestro and I were doing nails at the same time, and they were going to shoot 2 different covers in the same day. So it's not like they're standing there staring at you. Are you done with the nails yet? Are you done with the nails yet? Are you done with the nails yet?
Do you see that spot right there? Do
Right?
you see that little...
Exactly. And so you have as much time to perfect and craft them as you want to. And Gina was doing this really elaborate, stunning, extreme nail gel set. And she had created this beautiful snow globe out of gel. And so some of the work she did ahead of time and brought with her because it was a very intricate, elaborate set. And some of the work she applied and did. So it was several hours of applying those nails and tweaking them to perfection. Whereas I was applying shellac and doing some embellishments within the shellac. So it didn't take me nearly as long as it took her. The year that I did 2 covers in the same year and the big book, we did all 3 of those in one day, but there was also someone else working on nails for other covers at the same time. And so there's no pressure when you're doing the cover. No one is like hovering over you, no one is criticizing you, and so you just have your own pace. I have a turtle for a logo for a reason. Like her clients will tell you, I do not work at the average salon pace. I'm a little slower than most. And so when I do a cover for Nails Magazine, I never feel rushed. Like they really want your best work. They don't want your fastest work. They want your best work. And so it really is a very unanxious situation. Like it's less stress than the salon.
Okay.
It is so laid back.
I have a question regarding that. Do you bring your own products?
Yes.
You have to bring everything on your own.
It's a good idea. Like I have in the past been in and they've been like, oh, do you happen to have this color with you? And it's like, no, you guys didn't tell me ahead of time you wanted that color. And so then we'll go up and we'll hunt through the editor's offices, and sometimes they'll have samples that companies have sent them in, and you can use maybe a gel polish or a polish that they have on hand. But for the most part, when they get in samples of products and that, they give them away to the readers. So you definitely would want to bring everything that you need to be on the safe side.
So you wouldn't necessarily, you don't need to think specific product line, specific manufacturer that you're trying to promote.
Right.
You can bring whatever it is that you like to work with.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because the cover is non-manufacturer specific.
Right.
Like it really is whatever you do as a nail professional. So my favorite cover that I've ever done is the candy apple cover. Like it's, oh yeah. It just makes my heart all warm and fuzzy because I feel like it's the best set of nails I've ever done. Like the cuticle work worked out great, and it's helpful that they do bring in professional hand models. That's another plus. You don't have to like find someone and fly them out there with you. So, yeah,
Not-
best nails I've ever done.
Not that
I
I'm proud of
love
my
that.
BFF or anything. It's not like it sits on a shelf all the time.
Right.
I should have it autographed.
Oh, there you go. And so they bring in a professional hand model for you to work on, or a professional foot model if you're doing toes. And so it's really a lot easier to make your nails look good because their nail beds are long and beautiful. They take care of their natural nails for the purpose of having them done for cover shoots, for a variety of things. And so you're working on healthy natural nails that have beautiful long nail beds. It's really the most relaxing I can imagine it possibly being. Like, it's even less stress than the salon because the nails are perfect.
Then I'd be easier with that. Diane Diaz says maybe we should work on one together, and that would be cool. We do a co-collaboration
Nice.
of it. And there was requests to see this closer. We'll actually include a picture of it in the comments when we're done.
Yes, because I do have a digital photo of that on my phone. So when we're done with the broadcast, I'll stick one in the
And this
comments.
was November 2014. I can't believe it's already
Wow,
been
that's
that
been
long.
a long time. I should email Beth and tell her I need to do another cover.
Let's
Be like,
update.
it's been 4 years, or no, it'd be 5 years now. I need to do a new cover.
I believe I can answer this. Karen wants to know if you can back order issues of Nails Magazine. I believe you can.
Yes.
But
And
they should also have digital versions archived also, so you don't necessarily have to wait to get them mailed to you.
let me
if
see
you
if
just
I can find the link.
Okay, if you just want to be able to look at a back issue.
Yes. And with the shipping to New Zealand, I would probably suggest the digital version, unless you want it for framing. Which, thank you, Stacy, for posting that you framed it. That makes me feel all warm and fuzzy. But yes, I will hunt up the link for back ordering if you guys want to chat with BFF Mel a second, because it'll take me a minute to find it.
Okay.
Q&A.
Oh, so next month, she's the expert on what to get in and how to get in on Nails Magazine. So this month it was mostly deferred to her. A lot of times on our broadcasts I do the research, but this one was all her. Next month we are going to have guests again. Jim and Linda Nordstrom of Famous Names. If you are not familiar with their company, they make the product called IBX, which is a natural nail strengthener. So, did you describe that any different, or I know that's a very broad term of what it does.
Right. A nail strengthener would probably be close enough. It definitely is. It's something that Doug Schoen commented on as a innovative product. And we won't be talking really product specific. So definitely, if you're interested in learning more about IBX, do some research. But it really is cool, and we're going to be chatting with them about natural nails because they're really knowledgeable about the natural nail.
Yes, when we have guests, we're not trying to promote specific manufacturers. We're promoting nails education all the way across the board, so this information can be utilized by anyone and everyone that does nails or has an interest in nails.
All right, I'm not finding how to. I know that you can order the back issues.
We'll look that up too.
I forget what the...
Okay, so we need...
Oh, here we go. Access issues.
I'm making notes so we make sure we add everything we can into the comments. Magazine cover, nail pick, back issues. Sorry, we're not trying to ignore you.
Yeah, we're trying to remember that what we want to tell you. So
digital issues.
We'll
get all those links up there.
Yes, we'll hunt up how to do the back issues and post that in the comments. So, oh, happy early birthday, Morgan. She has a birthday in April. Sweet. Daddy Oil is an awesome product, Anna. Thank you for sharing that. So, yeah, we'll look that up and post it in the comments. So we are getting close to the end of the broadcast. Do you have any questions for us before we sign out? We want to make sure you have plenty of time to type them in. If you have some natural nail questions that you would like us to pose for Jem and Linda, let us know. As far as the cover thing goes, it just popped in my head. They do let you know ahead of time what they roughly have as an idea for you for the cover, so you can kind of narrow down what you pack, so you don't have to try and pack up your entire salon.
Oh, because we know that trying to travel, especially air travel with nail products,
yes,
that's fun.
Yes. And there are some things, like if you don't want to travel with your liquid monomer or any of those type of things, you can also ship a package to Nails Magazine to hold for you for the day that you go out and do that. Or there are professional distributors in the area, and so you can always take your license with you and purchase product there. So you have several options for how to do that.
Yeah, because some of that stuff flammable, not...
Yeah, it's not really awesome to travel with, especially when they leak. I just cannot express how much I love when my products leak on my clothes. It's amazing. And TSA has this like fascination with powders for some reason. So they will open all of your powders, and they don't always think it's necessary to put the lids back on tightly. So sometimes it is handy to just pick up a priority mailbox that has flat rate shipping and put everything in like 2 and 3 Ziploc bags and ship it to yourself.
I will say one of my favorite things to travel with if I'm going to be flying is this is a little Ziploc bag. I got it at the craft store in the jewelry department. Mm-hmm. And little bags like this can hold 1 or 2 bottles of gel polish depending on the size. So I am that OCD that I will go through and pack them all like this. So even if one leaks, I'm only getting 1 or 2 bottles. Yucky.
Yes.
Same thing with my monomer. I will put it in a Ziploc bag and put like a plastic back towel around it and wrap it tight so if it leaks, something gets absorbs. And so some tricks to travel.
And my strong suggestion on your flammable liquids is that you send new ones or fly with new ones that still have the original factory seal on them, because those are much less likely to leak. And
TSA is much less likely to be suspicious of them.
Small sizes so that you can leave it there instead of trying to travel back with it.
Another suggestion, see if you do this, because I know you fly a whole lot more than I do, was to actually put a letter in your luggage, in your demo kit or your product.
I'm the one that started that.
Then you tell them.
No, you go ahead.
No,
I've already talked to you.
Was to put a letter in your demo kit as, I am a professional nail tech. These are professional nail products. This is what it is. This is just to give an explanation so they don't get too suspicious of those powders.
Right. And you can include, like, here's a link to the SDS sheets online. Here's my phone number if you have any questions. It's a really good idea, even if you're going to travel with like a sample monomer, to have that in there, because I have stepped off an airplane before and been able to smell the monomer in the luggage from way down below. And there have also been instances where they have kept us on an airplane for a couple of hours because of the smell of monomer, and they're trying to hunt through the luggage and figure out what it is.
Really?
It wasn't me.
Not that time.
Right? It was we were traveling to a show, and so there were lots of nail professionals on the plane, so there was probably more than one piece of luggage with monomer in it. So it's a really good idea to double or triple Ziploc bag it, and like she said, put that table towel in there, or I'll wrap soft landings around stuff a lot of the times, or paper towels or whatever.
Right after one of the gel polishes were first released, didn't you have a couple bottles go missing because you thought somebody thought they were regular polishes and they didn't realize what a gel polish was yet?
Yes, when gel polishes were brand new, then whoever hunted through my luggage thought that they needed to keep a few of those, and I'm thinking, ha, sucker, it's not going to dry. So I'm like imagining the thief being all proud of himself, polishing their nails, and it never dries.
Like, what the heck?
So definitely, if you end up doing a cover, it's really important to travel smart, or even if you're traveling to education and networking events, travel smart. Gels generally leak. Press and seal or plastic wrap over the top and then screw the lids on can be really helpful. What are some other travel things that you could... Powders, usually you can put all in one giant Ziploc bag. Or like the plastic zipper bags that you get from, like, at Christmas. Somebody gives you those little gift sets and they're in that hard plastic bag.
Oh, yeah.
Those are handy to travel with powders in. Or glitters or foils or anything like that.
Oh yeah, glitter's another one. You want to make sure the lids are on.
TSA is always fascinated with... I've had TSA open my Swarovski before, and like a whole jar of Swarovski in my luggage. So you never know what they're going to open, and so the more you can isolate things and kind of segment them out into their own little containers, the less damage they seem to do. I think maybe they either get tired of opening Ziploc bags,
and the tighter you can have things compacted, the less things are going to move. I've seen like travel makeup kits, train kits that have little individual spaces. You can get them in there really tight. Yep.
Or you can even just buy cheap foam or sponge at craft stores and take a knife and stab it and then poke things in the little holes.
Okay, Diane says, I'm feeling a tips and tricks episode coming out. Favorite travel organization items. We could do that too.
Yeah, we probably could talk about that for an hour.
Make that travel and organizations. Especially when Holly likes to tease me how organized my room is. My room is very busy, but it's very organized busy.
Right. Like you'll notice that if we were to scan around, you could see things are like color grouped and all of that fun stuff. So it's like grouped in these really specific little OCD ways. It's awesome.
And I just recently replaced, alongside of my room here, I had a bunch of rolling cart with drawers on them.
I feel like they need to see more of the room while you're talking.
Okay. And it's a little disorganized on top of my carts, but I found these new carts that have
Sorry guys, I didn't mean to throw you on the floor.
Better drawers. And open that top drawer there in the middle. Clear drawer. Yes. To show that gel polishes could stand upright. That's one of the reasons I replaced the drawers, because all my polishes could stand upright.
Morgan says she hoped you at least put things in rainbow order.
My additives, yes. Otherwise, they're mostly organized by, I don't know, categories, I guess.
And the nail stuff ends there.
Well, except for the books that are on the other wall. But
some of that is nail books and some of it's not. And there's more nail junk. This is like the nail haven. Diane says she needs a room drawer tour. You should do a tour on the Tips of the Trade page one day.
Okay.
Like, this is a tour of the nail room. Do it live so they can be like, ah.
So like I said, I know it's very busy, but this is my little haven. This is my little getaway. Sometimes, there we go.
Oh, did I make it?
Yeah, it was only like, you can only see like the top of my head there.
Awesome.
So, thank you, Karen. I love this room too. Mel is my spirit animal.
Morgan says Mel is my spirit animal. That's awesome.
I wish I could show. And not like I'm trying to show off. I just get so excited to show my toys.
Yes, like with people that get how cool the toys are.
Yes.
You know, like your family is like, oh my god, more nail craft. Like I know when I stop to take a picture of something for nail eyes, my family is like, seriously, more nail eyes. It's like, yes, you don't understand.
My husband is getting trained to point them out sometimes too.
You have the best husband. Oh, nice, Teresa. You definitely need more space.
Yes.
Like, organizers are super helpful for that. Drawers and shelves and all that fun stuff. There's this one thing that keeps coming around on Facebook, and I think it's for crafts, but it would be so cool.
Yes.
You, like, open up the doors, and they open up again.
And the table
folds down.
They're
it's
like
all this
$2,500.
Right? And I'm like,
yes.
Yeah, I drool over that every single time. Hi, Teresa! While my children all lived in the house, I had my nail stuff stuffed into multiple closets.
Mm-hmm. Multiple closets. And when I was finally able to expand into this room because all the children were gone...
Did you find things you forgot you had?
Oh, yes. Yes. And occasionally I'll go through, and if I have extra things, I'll donate them to local nail schools.
Mm-hmm.
So the students have stuff to play with. But my husband came down and he looked at the room after he put up the shelves for me, and he goes, "You mean to tell me all of this was elsewhere in the house?" I'm like, uh-huh.
Now there's other storage room in the house.
Yes, there is. Yes, multiple closets. So yes. I love this room. I love that I've been able to expand into this room. And it's not just my nail stuff. It's 3 bookshelves worth of books. And
this is the beauty of empty nesting. Instead of a workout room, it's actually something more useful.
My husband tried to tell me he was going to make this into a workout room. I'm like, oh no, you have the garage. You have, that's your man cave. This is my
she shed.
My she shed. Yep. Yep.
We're coming up on noon.
So we totally
should,
digress.
Right, we should probably let people go. If you have any further questions about being in Nails Magazine or doing a cover or anything that you are curious about, definitely let us know. You can reach out to either of us on our individual pages on Fingernail Fixer or Nails Tips of the Trade. You can leave questions for Nails Magazine. I'll post that link one more time on Meet the Editors, Meet the Team, so that you know who to send which requests to when you want to be in the magazine. I'm going to pop that down in the link one more time.
And can I give myself a shameless plug?
Yes.
My Instagram, I have been trying to work for a while to get my numbers higher. I have less than 1,000 followers. I think I'm at 860 some. I would love to get over 1,000 followers. Let's see, what kind of prize could I give away if I get to my 1,000th follower?
I think you have lots of things to choose from.
Yes. I have lots of fun things, extra glitters, extra fun things to play with. So whoever is my 1,000th follower, I'll get your contact information and send something to you. On Instagram, I am at Tips of the Trade. You can also search me by hashtag Mel's Tips of the Trade, but that's my shameless plug, and please help me.
Yes.
Somebody's got 10,000 followers. I'm a ways behind.
Well, I started a little sooner than you.
You did. You're
like several years behind starting on that.
Can you?
Teresa, I totally remember chatting for hours on beauty tech, and I miss Deb so much. And they want to know, how long does it take you to remember to find stuff in your room? She's so OCD. She remembers where it is when she puts it there. And even her grandson is OCD. He will come in the house, and if something is moved from where it was the last time he's here, he will sort it. Yeah, it's totally in the DNA. Say your Instagram again. I can say within seconds, I can put my hands on anything in the room. I know exactly where everything is. She really does. And my Instagram is at Tips of the Trade, at Tips of the Trade. I'm going to make them a link so they can just click you're awesome. This is why she's on the laptop and I'm just watching on an iPad. Oops. And thank you very much for joining us for our 1-year anniversary. It's been fun. We actually have quite a bit of fun doing this. We have a lot of fun doing this. And now we need to give away a 1-year subscription to the magazine. So... Oh, thanks, Heather. She posted your Instagram. Oh, too. Thank you, Heather. You're on it. Rockstar. Okay, so I'm going to click on... See who shared? Who shared. Let me refresh my screen so it will give me everyone. And let's see how many we have to choose from, and then I'll have you pick a number. Okay. Loading. All right, so pick a number between 1 and 31. 23. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm loading. 10, 11, 12. There we go. Happy Webiversary. That's what we'll use when we post this on our social media. Happy Webiversary. Thank you, Morgan. 13, 14. Should I pick a lower number? Right. 15, 16, 17. 18, 19, 20. What was it? 23. 21, 22, 23. And the winner is Lynn Nguyen. Yay! Good job, Lynn. And what really upped Lynn's chances of winning is she shared to a lot of groups. So well done, Lynn. You just happened to share enough to hit that number 23. Thank you. And I will private message you, Lynn, so that you know who you need to contact to set up your subscription. And I'll get your information so that I can send them that information as well. And you'll be doubly covered on making sure you get your information. So congratulations, Lynn Nguyen, on winning a 1-year subscription of Nails Magazine. Congrats, and thank you to Nails Magazine for giving us that prize to give away. Yes, we appreciate that. And so next month, make sure you join us on the second Monday of the month at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Same nails time, same nails channel. Exactly. And we will have special guests, Jim and Linda Nordstrom from Famous Names, who are just amazingly knowledgeable about so many things nails. And we're going to chat natural nails. So until our April broadcast, nail on! I can never